Well, here's John getting ready. We're at the top of the Crimea Pass and packing up all the surveying gear. Graham's on holiday with Janet, so it's just myself and John today. And there goes the flags. We've got the staff just on the floor here, and John's put the level in his rucksack already. And I've got the tripod on the bottom of my rucksack all strapped up. And the hill that we're going to go and look at today, and I hope I get the pronunciation correct, I believe it is pronounced Iwerddon. And I think it's 583 metres on the map. And it's a Dewey that wasn't in Michael Dewey's original list. And it entered the list, I believe, in the year 2000 after a rudimentary survey of 100 foot, which is approximately 1.5 foot over the qualifying prominence mark of 30 metres. And we're going to line survey it today to see if it retains its Dewey status. Let's go and see the boss. Hi, boss. Good morning. So, any comment, John?
No, it's going to be a lovely day. The sun's out. A little bit cold, but I think the sun will take the chill off. Get probably colder later on in the day. So yeah, we'll just crack on with it.
Yeah,
it's good.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're going to get our rucksacks on now and set off in a few minutes. So I'll just close off for now.
Yeah.
Cheers, John. Well, my heart's going thud, 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 and we're just approaching the tiny shin at the base of the bulk. And how on earth John, approximately 15 years my senior, is so quick, I do not know. But here he is. He's been very patient, waiting for me, and we'll go and see him. How are you so quick, John?
Good breakfast, bacon and egg.
Bacon and egg and a good diet.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's
a nice fat diet.
Here's the
nice. Little bit of ice on the lake, yeah.
Yeah, there's the staff that John's carrying, and here's the shin, and with Asht Flower beyond, and very, very beautiful it is this morning.
Yes.
There's
a little bit of ice on the this side.
Still a nice covering of or a dusting of snow there, John.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just swing around. God, still recovering my breath.
Yeah.
And I'll just pan around to the right just to show the way that we've come up from the valley in the bottom. I'll just close off for now. Well, we've just arrived at the bulk, and you can see my hand on the staff, and the summit of Iwerddon is just behind the staff. There it is, just on the left. And here's John. We'll just potter off and go and see him, because John's writing up some preliminary notes for the survey report, which he will write up when he gets back home. And these, I think, usually consist of conditions that we find on the hill. And I'll just pan around so you can get a little bit of the view. It's quite a stunning day. You've got Cairnedai and Glyderai, and here's Iwerddon, Snowdon coming into view. And then around here you've got the continuation of the bulk as it leads up the ridge towards the summit of Asht Flower. And if I pan down, you can see what the bulk is like. Now, some of the cols that we reach, we have to spend about an hour flagging it out in a grid, in a matrix of flags, to work out the very true position of the col. Here's John just going for a wander. But on this one, I think we're just going to pot around for 5 minutes, just taking a couple of readings, because the true position of the bulk is within a roughly a square 3 metre grid, so that's not worth flagging. So this one's going to be very, very easy, and I think the summit is pretty distinguishable as well. It's got 3 continuous 580 contour rings on top, and the middle one is, I believe, spot height at 583, and I believe that is the true highest point. So I think for now I'll leave you with John with his little writing pad, and we'll close this one off until a little bit later. Well, here we are on the bull, and we've just potted about for about 10 minutes, and I'm going to ask John to take us down a row of flags. We didn't have to do a grid system because you could almost pinpoint the true position of the bull just by walking to it, but we've done about 10 minutes of flagging just following the line. And if you can sort of explain, John, if you would please.
Yes, what we've got here, we've got a pretty sharp ridge here, and the bulk is obviously somewhere along this ridge. So if we go along the direction of the bulk here, what we're trying to find is the lowest point. If we've got right angles to it over this way, what we do is trying to find the highest point. So we get the exact saddle point. So what we did at first, we walked along the ridge here and we surveyed across the line of the bulk and placed the flags in the highest point. So i.e. the lowest reading of the staff. And we did that for the series of flags. We made this line of flags down here of the highest points in this direction. Follow the line of the bulk here. But once we've done that, then to find the true position of the bulk, what we have to do then is survey the point and then find the lowest position, the highest reading, and that pinpoints the bulk.
So that point, John, if you can take us to it, because we've set out this series of flags with single flags on all the points and the readings that we took, and then we've marked the truest point, haven't we, with 3 flags?
So what we thought what we could do first was we mark there, follow the line of flags here. Got to this point here on the line, and that point is about 10 centimetres lower than the point we thought over there. So this point here is clearly the exact bulk position.
So we will now leave those flags in situ, won't we?
Mark this up, put a notice on, please don't move.
Yeah.
Line survey to the top of the hill to get the height difference from this position to the summit of the hill.
And then we'll repeat the process
We'll come back again
for the closing area, won't it?
Double check, yeah.
Yeah. Well, lovely. Thanks for explaining that, John. I'll just close off. Well, I thought I'd give you a view of what it's like when you operate a staff, and here's the little bubble that you need for vertical alignment. And John's taken the 4 back and middle sightings. Here's my hand holding the staff, and if you have a little look, it goes up into the sun a little bit, but it goes all the way up there. We got it extended to 5 metres. And if I come back down again, nice and slowly, so you don't get too dizzy viewing this, and you'll see again Ashbower in the background, and here's John working his way slowly over a little snowfield, and he's carrying the tripod that has the level, the optics attached to the top, so he has to be careful not to drop that. And he's taken the 3 readings to this point, and then I will spin the staff around in 180 degrees, making sure I keep it in the same spot. And here's John.
Try not to fall in the snow.
So there's John, and we're doing quite well. And just in the background now is the summit of Iwerddon. So we're progressing quite well. And again, you do a reading from the bulk up to the summit, and then you repeat the process, but in the opposite direction from the summit back down to the bulk to gain a closing error between the 2 measures. So that's a little bit of how line surveying works. And here's John. He's going to try to get a point now that he can pick up the 4 back and medium, or the middle sighting, as he looks back towards the staff. So I'll close off for now because I'll have to spin this around for John to take an accurate reading.
Okay, we've just line surveyed up from the book, and we're putting in the summit, but when we look across here, it looks as though there are 3 possible summit positions, so we need to first of all sort out which one we're going to survey to. So I've got my little Abney level out at the moment, and I'm going to use that as basically as a spirit level to look across to those 2 points and find out hopefully which is the highest of all the points. So here we go, have a look. Well, it's pretty clear that the one to the back right is lower, but visually that one looks about 1 to 2 metres higher than here, but in fact I can't really distinguish with this. It's very, very close. So we'll have to line survey to this point with a proper level and stuff, and also to the point over there to really decide accurately which is the higher point.
Well, we've just finished our first survey, going from Bulk to Summit. This is looking back on the territory that we've just come from. There again is Ashtvauer in the background, looking positively beautiful today. I'll slowly pan around. It's looking at the Ysgafell Wen Ridge, and you have a positively beautiful Iwerddon, Snowdon, coming into view, and then the Glyderau, spotting all the summits this morning, and way off in the distance Caerneddau, and then you have more Shabod. Now John is busy adding up the backsite and the foresight totals. I believe it's the backsite which will come to the higher of the two totals, and then he'll add up the foresight and take that away from the backsite. And of course what we're looking for is a minimum rise of 30 metres to qualify for Dewey status. And within 1 or 2 minutes John should have the total. We'll go over to him. I don't want to disturb him too much because there's quite a few calculations to be made, and we're just passing the very highest point, the Stas, just to the left of it. This is the very highest point of this particular Dewey. I'll just point. There we go, just there. So try not to step on the staff. And here he is, man hard at work. Has he a total? Oh, I'll just show the viewers, John, just all the calculations. Now, I don't know if you can turn that around to show people, so it's the right way up.
Yeah, it's a bit scrappy because we've changed, but they're all the backside readings we've taken.
Yeah.
The 2 or 3 intermediate readings there on the subsidiary summits, and they're the foresight. So basically I've had to add that column up there.
Yeah.
And add that column up, missing those ones in brackets there,
yeah.
So they're irrelevant. Some for that was 40.618.
God, look at that.
Some for that 15.38, which means there's 25.230 metres instead of 30. So I need to check these calculations again, but if that's true, this is nowhere near a Dewey.
Deary me. So this could be a deleted Dewey by quite some way.
5 metres, yeah.
Well, I know I surveyed this back in the year 2000 and I got it to be 100 foot.
Real money.
To back up the survey that I did, we've tested that against accurate line surveying in the past, and it's there or thereabouts, sometimes a couple of metres out, sometimes pretty close. A lot of it depends on the territory that you're surveying over, because large horizontal distances are very, very difficult with the method that I used to employ. But John, we may have just demoted a Dewey.
It's difficult to see unless I've made these calculations incorrectly, which I'll just double check now, add them up again. But we're not 5 metres out. This won't work. So that's a lot of height to make up.
Yeah. So
don't make mistakes by 5 metres.
So this could be yet another demoted,
Dewey, yeah.
deleted Dewey.
Yeah.
So well, phew, God. Well, I'm going to probably.
I'll just check these for you again. So.
Yeah, well, I'll close off now, John, and if the figure alters by any significant extent when John rechecks, I'll turn this back on. But we have to repeat our line survey from, this time, the second time, from summit to bulk. So I'll leave John just calculating away, and here's the figures again, the ones that matter. 25.23 metres. So if that proves correct, it's quite significantly below Dewey status. So how far down the figures are you, John?
Halfway.
Yeah, I'll turn it off for now because John's halfway down the first column. He's got 2 columns to do. We're back at the bulk. Here's John on screen, and John's just added up the second totals. We've just done the second line survey heading from summit to bulk, and the bulk just on my right. The flags are still in place. So, John, what was the first line survey, the vertical rise?
When we went up, the vertical rise was 25.230 metres.
So, and then when we've come back,
25.224 metres. So 6 millimetres difference in the two measurements.
now that's
incredibly good.
That's very, very good indeed, isn't it?
So there's no way this hill is a Dewey.
So, Iwerddon, part of the Moelwynion, one of the ridges coming down from Allfawr towards the top of the Crimea Pass, is now no more. It's deleted. So Dewey totals down by 1, John.
It is indeed.
Yeah, and of course you're very good because you're updating the list on a quarterly basis, aren't you, for Michael Dewey?
Yeah, yes, yeah. It's due for an update soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, excellent. Well, again, John, it's been
a good day. Yeah.
it's been stunning conditions up here today as well, hasn't it?
Don't forget, Murder's been on the staff all afternoon. He's done a good job with that.
Well, thank you very much. Well, we're competing with an aircraft now, so I think we'll close it off for now. Cheers, John.
Yes.